This right here is the Nintendo Switch. And this is not just one, but two copies of WWE 2K18. Why? I have no idea. But if you've been here on this channel before, you may remember that I do have a video on this channel covering the Nintendo Switch copy of WWE 2K18 and trying to see how the game would perform on this Nintendo Switch after overclocking the game to see if it improves their performance. But there's also been something that I missed out on that I wanted to finally cover in today's video. When you go through Homebrew in the Homebrew store, you can use FPSLocker for your games and try to unlock the frame rate, go past 30 frames per second up to a potential of 60. So, we're going to test that out today with the Nintendo Switch with both overclocking and unlocking the frame rate. Hopefully try to get up to 60 frames per second and see if that's even possible. Now, one quick disclaimer that I will give that I've been having to give in past videos and everything. This video will not instruct you on how to tamper with your Nintendo Switch or how to achieve anything within this video in terms of homebrew or just messing with the internals involving your Nintendo Switch or anything like that. I don't want Nintendo to come after me, so I have to be careful here, but let's see how this goes, shall we? Alright folks, so after a little bit of having to tinker with some things because the Switch was initially not letting me even load the game, you know, being on custom firmware and everything, finally got this through after having to disconnect my internet, so now I've overclocked all the internals to maximum settings. I have turned on the frame rate counter you will see in the top left corner of this video the entire time, and I have taken the FPSLocker, as I'll show here on screen. You can see custom FPS target is 60. That is the maximum I can go, and we are going to see if this will work. Gotta just turn back on the FPS one there. There we are. So I'm going to try some matches out and like see how things go. So we're gonna go with the standard match to begin. Gonna make sure entrances are on because I want to see how that goes out. We'll go John Cena to have this match, and we'll go with Mini Triple H. And let's see how this all looks. Alright, it's entrance time. I'm already seeing the numbers flounder a little bit in the 20s. Because like even with the target FPS being at 60, it's not looking promising right off the start. Visually, I'm not going to be able to do anything about this. And you're seeing the slow motion there, a slowdown, still. Like, I'm already seeing, based on remembering that past footage and everything I did in the previous video, it does look like the frame rate's a little bit higher. Just by a smidge. But, like, we're still not even clearing past 30 here, because, like, I was just trying to redo a test with, like, the Great Balls of Fire Arena, and that load-up screen just to prepare for a match between, like, Dolph Ziggler and Cedric Alexander was pushing closer to 60 and everything, but that's just a load-up screen that with some background animations. Okay, so with Cena's entrance right there, even, like, after the entrance is done, we're suddenly getting a little past the 30s, averaging between 22 and 26 on average, so let's see how Tommaso Ciampa's entrance is. Because, I mean, being there closer to the 30s is at least promising. This is like... Okay, we're going bit... Oh, we're dipping down a slight bit again, and those graphics do not look good. But that does look a little bit better, at least from the speed that we saw with that entrance, like, bar there you just saw on the right side of the screen. That is, like, a little bit better. Like, better speed, seems a bit more real-time. And yeah, we're not quite getting past 30. There have been some slight upticks, but this looks a bit more... This is, like, the most fluid entrance I've seen so far compared to the past gameplay that we've had. So let's see how this match goes to start with this first test. Nah, the easiest. Because we're still bouncing around at the 30 mark. Give or take around like 29, 30. Because I think that was kind of around what we were getting the last time we were going through this. Off the ropes. Oh, psych out. Wham! Oh, the Rikishi bump, eh? Now I'm having to refamiliarize myself with these controls because I don't play this port very often. Obviously. So at least I can say, even if we're not getting past 60, it's still at least something consistent, though. Like, averaging between, like, the late 29s into 30 range the whole time, but still, it seemed like even with overclocking everything to the max and having this counter up there in the corner and locking it up to 60, it feels like it's still just not want to break through that threshold. And it seems like even the input for the buttons or everything feels like off. Okay, I think I've seen pretty much enough there. Let me double check with... It's like we got the counter. The overclock, everything's up. Like in max settings and everything, like you can see here. It's on and everything. But right now, even in the, like right here in the status screen, or pause menu, it's just saying 30s and everything. So let me try another couple of different kind of matches, see if there's a difference. And all of a sudden it shoots up there. Let's try another Backstage Brawl like we did the last time. Because it's not going to matter the location. I'll do Samoa Joe and The Miz. Let's beat him up. See, now these kind of screens, these are the ones, like the load-up screens with the matches and everything. These are the ones where, like, it feels like it's easier for the frame rate to suddenly jump up. But that becomes completely pointless. Like, I'm looking for a better frame rate with the gameplay itself rather than a load-up screen to where it's kind of jumping up a little bit just so the smoke looks a little more fluid. Alright, we got a brawl breaking out between The Miz and Samoa Joe, who should easily be getting the better of The Miz here, of all people. Yeah, you don't screw with Samoa Joe. He'll kill you. So now, at least with this frame rate, it does look a bit, like, it's even higher. Like, it's getting into the 34, 35 range backstage. I mean, I'm wondering if it's because, like, you also got the people there in the crowd that might also be affecting it, because, like, you have to have those animations, too. And because we're in a more still, like, environment, maybe that's helping a little bit. It's like, you don't have all those fans in the crowd, you just got walls and still objects. Let's go take an interview, Miz. Come on, you like to talk. That's the only thing you're good at. Oh, God, we got Finn Balor over there. I wonder if he's going to do like that slingshot mauling thing like we saw with Randy Orton last time. Nope, he's just going to run away. Okay, he's not going to slingshot it. Oh. He's dead. He saw nothing. So at least what I can say there is that the frame rate did look like it gained some extra frames compared to everything else. Because again, it still feels like the crowd is playing an effect in here in terms of like the frame rate being able to push anything. And unfortunately, since we're not running on PC, I can't get rid of the crowd. You know, even if I wanted to try. But there's one match... I'm going to try another couple match types here for this test. Let's try the Royal Rumble, because I did not try that the last time. And let's see what happens there. I'm only going to do 10 here, because I don't want this part to go long. But we'll still go with the 10-man Royal Rumble. For Superstar... Oh, nope. We'll go... I'll play a Strowman, random. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we start off with Neville. Entrance is... I mean, at least this one's being consistent and everything. Like, I remember last time we were going through, like, the entrances and I showed gameplay. They were struggling with characters like The Miz and The Undertaker and Rusev. But now all of a sudden we're getting some slowdown here. Suddenly going to the 24s. So now he goes down a little bit, and all of a sudden it jumps back around towards 29s and 30s. Oh, Heath. Yeah, I see slowdown they have in there for a moment with his pose. Yep, we're getting slowdowns again. Now, camera zooming out, all of a sudden here, going through the ramp, it picks back up towards the 27s, 28s, back into the 30s range, so we got something. Let's see how this match goes. Whoa, we jump up here. Let's see how the Royal Rumble goes. Oh, I had a bit of a freeze delay there. Because I know this is going to be a common issue that we kept seeing with gameplay, saying how the Royal Rumble kept having that serious freeze as the timer went down. So we're going to see if this plays into any factors here, despite overclocking this and trying to raise the target frame rate. Like just trying to stop it from getting captain. We're already getting entry number 3. Welcome to 95. Am I right? So let's see what happens here. Okay, a small freeze. That was like, what, 1.5 seconds-ish?
Go, we gotta get this match done.
Yep, same thing. So like 1.5 seconds for the pause stalling. So even with 4 people, it seems alright. I know there were also issues with the Money in the Bank ladder match last time we went through this. The Elimination Chamber I remember being solid. Okay, we freeze up a little bit again. Here comes Ambrose. Ah, he's crazy. Now we're gonna get the maximum number of 6 people. Wait a minute, we did not get a freeze up there. So that's a little odd. It's like you kept seeing freeze ups with everybody else that was coming in, but now we're at the 6th participant, the maximum number of people we could see here, and there was no stalling. Alright, Darren Young's out. Only took a few minutes. Now we can start getting the countdown going on, because then all of a sudden I was waiting for so long that they turned my screen dark here, just be like, hey, we gotta preserve electricity! Hey, that's the Dirty Deeds there, Heath. Not cool. That's the LG. And you got Dean Ambrose right there. Ah, stalling move. There, he's stalling move. Alright, there goes Neville. And we still haven't had any new entrants yet because we're still waiting on time. Whoa, all of a sudden we had a freeze up there and it just went to a single-digit frame rate just out of nowhere. Nobody's even announced for their entrance yet and it had a hiccup. It's Razor and no stall in this one. So it still feels kind of random because like the last 2 entrants now in a row, there's been no slowdown or stalling into the single-digit frame rates for like an entrant all of a sudden. And Ambrose, you're getting in the way there of the elimination just with a lack of collision detection. Which is kind of weird. We're on version 1.0.4. We stall there, and there goes Razor. Didn't last very long, did he? I think I've seen just about enough of this. I'm not going to go through the full match, so, like... It doesn't seem fully consistent with that, with the stalling, like you would see constantly with gameplay about, like, people trying to load up for their entrance for the next part of the Royal Rumble. Sometimes it happens with the entrances, sometimes not so much, and other times it just be, like, a small moment out of nowhere in the match. But I want to try... Let me try one more match. Let's do Inside Hell in a Cell. Because I barely showed any gameplay there from the last time. I'll do Seth and... We'll just do Seth and AJ for the sake of it. I at least want to change the arena. Do I have WrestleMania here yet? I guess we can do, we'll go with 32 for this one. So let's see how this looks for the entrances and the match in terms of the gameplay. And all of a sudden, stalling here on a screen, just smoke effects, we're hitting 60. Ironic. Let's see how this looks. Alright, I think with the dark lighting it's helping, but we're still averaging around 25 to 27 frames up. Now we're dumping down into the 23s-ish. And now we're back, suddenly jump back up. You would think with the arena kind of getting darker and limiting visibility in terms of what's being shown on screen, it would improve the frame rate a little bit because it's less visual, like visually straining. Seth going into the 25s, back up to the 30s. It's like the camera angles or whatever are kind of really affecting these things. Like you're looking, you see ones with the crowds, it kind of dips down a bit, but then we're showing the direct one of the arena, yeah, like you see there, without fans being shown in animations, even with the video going on in the background, it feels like it's helping with the frame rate. Then you get that banner there kind of going slow. So it's like fans, slow down, video there for the entrance arena, like with the close-ups and everything, it feels like it helps out a little bit. Let's see how AJ's entrance looks. Because Seth looks like he'd rather be anywhere but here. And he's blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die. Because I know I've shown AJ's entrances a few times before in the past. Because they don't want none. Ew, that still does not look the best. Still U.S. champion, and even with the banners there, this looks like equal to how it was overclocked, even without that FPS locker kicking in. It looks like it did not really make a change, even trying to raise the frame rate here for this entrance of all things. And this really does feel kind of sluggish. Even in the mid-20s, it's, oh yeah, does not look the best. Let's just get to the match and see what's going on. See if this helps.
It's gonna be Hell in a Cell, damn it.
Alright, let's see how it feels. You don't need to backhand me in the face. Single underhook, snap suplex. I like that. Whack. Alright, and with the arm, gotta deal with the freaking drift again. Somehow I already have a finisher. Knee! Hooray. Can I win this WrestleMania match and make it the worst match ever? Oh my god, I can! Y'all are not just seeing this. You just saw the full match that quickly. We didn't even use a structure. And now even with this replay, it's really going sluggishly. Like, it's stalling, like, it's holding consistently in the 20, but, hell, I ain't done yet. I think I'll make it worse. Oh, he had a stall. Shut up, ref. You don't need other referees. Collision detection is still getting messy. Let me at least get a signature to do this the right way. Should have been a pedigree. Super kick. Because we can't do the stomp anymore yet. Boom. You're dead. I don't want none. Because I don't give a fuck. They're not even going to bother showing Seth Rollins afterwards. But like, by God, how could he do this? Alright, I think we've seen about enough. Let's give an overall closing analysis to end this video, shall we?